Alright YouTube, I'm coming back with another video. I just wrapped up a video with the City of Chicago, and I'm rolling right back into another issue here in Prince George's County. And I'll go ahead and read a little bit more from the Constitution again, my copy of the Constitution. The Fourth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, search and arrest warrants. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall issue but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution. Why is that important? Well, in this article here, you have Prince George's County Police, county government. They're handing out kits. It's free. They're handing them out. And basically, these are child ID kits. And it says here now, the kit includes an emergency contact sheet, picture, DNA, and fingerprints. Parents can take the kits home. And it also contains information on how to keep kids safe. Now, on its face, this is a noble idea, keeping kids safe. But this throws up a major red alert. Constitutional-wise, major red alert. Now you're taking somebody's DNA and handing it over to the government. What is the government doing with this stuff? Is it going into a database? So you hand over your child's DNA when they're in pre-kindergarten. What is it? They're like four years old, I think, or 5, I think, when they start pre-kindergarten. So you hand over their DNA when they're like a toddler or whatever, and then, unfortunately, I hope no child grows up to be a criminal, but let's say that child grows up to commit a crime when they're like 19 or 20 years old. Police hand their DNA in a database. It's like, uh-oh, we had the blood on the broken window, so we can just look in the database and match it up. Does that violate the Fourth Amendment? This is crazy because just recently the Supreme Court issued an opinion on DNA. In my humble opinion, I think they got it wrong. They say if you're arrested for a crime, murder or rape or whatever, it actually came out of Maryland, well, we can take your DNA without conviction, just upon your arrest. So aren't innocent people arrested for murder all the time? Aren't innocent people arrested for rape all the time? So now you have to have your DNA put into a database. What happens? Do they destroy the DNA samples afterwards? They have like these national databases for unsolved crimes. They run your DNA in it all throughout the country. Now, am I against DNA for people that are convicted, given due process convicted? Absolutely not. I say, if somebody's convicted of a crime, take their DNA. But my point is, just on the mere suspicion of being arrested, that is just outrageous. Matter of fact, while we're on the Fourth Amendment, just look at how far things have gone. So, let me give you an example. Police can pull you over when you're driving for a broken taillight. Courts say any traffic violation like that is a valid reason for stop. So they stop you. They walk up to your car. Police officer say, I might smell a little bit of marijuana. Then they can just search your car, rummaging through. Then in plain sight, there goes some contraband there, plain sight, whatever. Then they want to seize your vehicle. They want to search your person. Then they decide, they say, okay, we're going to arrest you now. Then they arrest you. Then, when you go to jail, the Supreme Court issued a ruling out of New Jersey. This guy in New Jersey took a case all the way to the Supreme Court. He said he was arrested on petty traffic tickets. So, when he went to jail, he was strip searched. He said that's unreasonable under the Fourth Amendment. Supreme Court said, well, even if you're arrested for petty crimes like tickets or jaywalking, you can still be strip searched. Wow. Then, after your strip search, they're going to take your DNA sample or whatever is the case. And then, like in the issue in California, many of these prisons and jails are so overcrowded that it amounts to cruel and unusual punishment. So it's just the whole laundry list of government abuses and violation of your constitutional rights. Runaway government, totally out of control. Most people don't understand this stuff. Most people, sadly, don't even read the Constitution. Just look on YouTube when they do a survey, they ask people, what's the Third Amendment to the U.S. Constitution? Most people are totally clueless, sadly. And that's sad. I don't say that to be something to laugh about but it's sad. Or you ask somebody, what's the 7th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution? Nobody can barely tell you. They can barely tell. Most police officers can't tell you. Matter of fact, their lawyers and their supervisors and all, they don't want the average foot-walking police officer, they don't want them to be halfway intelligent. They just want them to go out there and beat people up, lock people up, and just keep it just like they're herding sheep or whatever. I mean, it's just sad. Most don't want to operate in a vacuum of ignorance. That's what they want to operate in, you know. Just like I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of the vacuum of ignorance. You know, the young boy that was young man. I'm sorry, not young boy, but the young man that was beaten in College Park, and then the young boy that was beaten in Charles County. You know, just runaway violations of the Constitution, violated people's 4th Amendment rights, violated people's 14th Amendment rights. Just, they don't care. And it's, like I said before, it's a bunch of hubris. Hubris. You know, it takes a certain level of humility also to serve. They always say, well, we're public civil servants. We serve, we serve. Then think about it. Whenever governments are sued, why don't government ever just say, we're wrong? They always want to settle cases and say, well, we accept no responsibility. But the sheer arrogance. But if you're accused of a crime, the first thing they want to do is make you take a plea deal. Well, you have to accept some responsibility. Then if you get exonerated, they get vindictive and want to charge you with some other type of crimes. Here's a theory. Maybe the people that run government are really psychopaths and megalomaniacs. I mean, a recent study came out in the article saying 20% of school children are mentally ill. Can't make this stuff up. Not making it up. I mean, like I always say, I'm the type of guy, I provide information. I don't try to compel my opinions on other people, but I say, go read it for yourself. That's my big thing. You don't have to take what I say for truth. Read it for yourself. Research it for yourself. You know? But yeah, so I was reading this article with the child ID kits, runaway violations of, you know, constitutional rights. Matter of fact, let me touch on something else real quick. Most parents give their children cell phones. Well, government tracks cell phones. You know? Government, it does all this stuff. I mean, it's just craziness. It's craziness. It's crazy. And it was recent scandals are proving that. It's coming to light. I mean, excuse me, I just took a quick sip of my juice. But we're seeing it. You know, it's just runaway public policy that is just totally crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Here's why it's crazy. The policies fail, right? No matter what the policy is, whether it's schools, crime, whatever is the case. Well, they have to pile on more bad policy on top of bad policy in everything they do. That's just my theory. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. But I'm going to go ahead and cut off for this video. You can always add your 2 cents on what you think. Is this a violation of the 4th Amendment? Is this bad public policy? You know, do the police need to be sued to prevent them from even handing this stuff out? Do we need to have like a statute to prevent them from doing this? All right, I'm going to go ahead and cut off, and you can feel more than free to add your 2 cents.